And we're live. Hi, everyone. No technical difficulties this time. Uh, the main technical difficulty that happened last time was the person that you are looking at. There were a couple of challenges on my end. I pretty much didn't, set up the right infrastructure, and unfortunately, the help at the time was also not there. So we broke our streak, I think, of multiple consecutive, close to more than 25 live streams back to back. But it is what it is. Doesn't matter. We're back at it again this week, and today, of course, before I give a bit of an intro on the team member that I'm going to be talking about, there is one exciting update I want to share with all of the listeners and everyone who is joining the live stream. So just today, we deployed a new feature on our platform where we are actually sending out of stock product situation to your Shopify store. You need to enable that feature on your Shopify store. So basically, what it means is that if a product goes out of stock, then if you are enabling that feature, we automatically remove the product, or it becomes out of stock on your Shopify store automatically. So basically, people are not able to buy it because it's just not available. And yeah, that's an exciting feature. Please let me know if you have any questions in the comments. But yeah, without further ado and a quick intro, today we will be joined by Janis. So Janis is our CFO and probably the most pragmatic person in the company. He's the one that keeps in check all our spending, especially mine. And I know Janis for more than 10 years. We've worked together before. We're working together now, and he's been really a great mentor to me. And yeah, he's just genuinely great person. So I'm happy to have him on this live stream today. Janis, welcome. For some reason, I hope, at least I don't hear you, but I hope that technically. Uh,
Yeah, sorry, my bad. Hello, everyone. Happy to be here. And Martin, thank you for the kind words. Really, I appreciate.
well, yeah, it's true. It's not faking, and again, yeah, it's super heavy on the Supliful team, and it's important to make sure that our finances are sound. So. How this works today, pretty much, I'm going to go through a couple of questions. I'm going to ask you both about your experience, about the future plans, and we will also see if there's some more questions coming in the chat, either from Instagram. We see that there are more and more people joining the live stream. And trust me, the next 25 minutes will just fly by. Are you ready?
Yeah, sure.
All right, that's great to hear. Um, so, yeah, Janis, maybe share a bit to everyone that is joining in this live stream. What's your background? What's kind of the story behind you joining Supliful and becoming the CFO of the company? And yeah, kind of share your story.
Oh, gosh, where to start? Yeah, I mean, so probably let's start from the end. So, why did I join? Supliful is because Martin, you are running the company and you invited me. And I'm sort of was thinking about what to do next because the thing I was working on really is sort of was diminishing, and I didn't have to think a lot because we already worked together, and I helped you a little bit on Supliful, and then it was like, yeah, great. I have a sort of you don't need to convince me. So it was an easy decision. I really believe in what Supliful is doing, so I was quite excited. So I already knew the team, and I was really into this. And so the background, yeah, I was doing quite a lot of work with startups, investing in startups, mostly here in Latvia, where we sit, and then had some experience around that. And my background before that was around finance, some investment banking, some banking, and then my education is in finance. So I'm a finance guy. So somehow I was diverted in this investing thing on startups, but probably I'm back again to being a finance guy.
Yeah, yeah, that's nice. And I think you also, I mean, for you, I guess it was just like a challenge, what other, where I can challenge myself next and be excited about what I do every day. I think at least when we started, I think I shared. So this is a funny story how it all happened actually. So when I understood that my pretty much financial literacy have reached peak capacity and I don't understand anything, and I decided, okay, I will call Janis and ask maybe he knows like a good person that could join us or that can help us as an outsourced person, but. But what's I called him with the purpose of really asking kind of him that whether he would be ready to help me, but I didn't want to ask him up front. And it was great that throughout the call we discussed, and you were ready to help me with finances already. I think it's 2 years ago when you started, almost 2 years ago, January. And yeah, that's how we initiated the cooperation with Supliful, and it has grown into a great partnership. And
Yeah, I remember you calling me, and it was really like you were asking me something, but really not telling anything. So it was funny. And I was like, "Yeah, I know people. I know this guy or that guy, but it feels like you want me to help you."
yes, yes, exactly. So
Yeah, so I remember that quite clearly.
yeah, it's worked out perfectly. But look, yeah, your days probably as a CFO, you know a lot of ins and outs of the company and also the strategy. Maybe share a bit with the people. And as we are a really transparent organization, share a bit about the people with the people. Like, what does your day look like typically, and what are your basically main tasks besides checking constantly our cash balance?
Yeah, and actually, it's a lot of things, and it's not just about checking the cash balance. This is also about planning and introducing new things. And so, what are the main things? Around planning, then it's budgeting and controlling the budget. So, sort of having profit reports. Where do we spend money, how much, and where we can save something, where we can invest, etc. This is also about uh, uh, if it's about getting some loans, then it's about talking to lenders and providing informations. Uh, then yeah, I think yeah, it's really difficult to say what is the sort of a typical day, because it's a lot of different things, and then it's a lot about analysis. So we try to analyze how much money we make out of deals. So which deals are more profitable, which are less profitable. Sometimes we lose money. Sometimes there's some problem we need to solve. I don't know. We are getting too many returns, and then that costs money, and then we need to understand how to solve returns problem and stuff like that. So things come up, and it's not like it's a lot of routine. It's actually in at our stage where we are, then a lot of things are changing, a lot of moving parts, and then Sometimes you think you're gonna come to your work and you understand you need to do this and that, and your day is planned, and then actually you're doing something else the whole day because something came up and you need to solve that. And then was it a typical day? No. Sometimes it's tough, and sometimes there are good days, bad days. So it's quite instinct being
Did,
in the startup world. And yeah, and sometimes you come at work and you unlock the door, and then you go home and you lock the door.
yeah, yeah, that's what I've seen with the finance team for sure. That you guys are staying, coming the first ones and leaving the first last ones. But this really transitions into my next question. What I wanted to ask you is, what's maybe the most surprising, aspect or task or thing that you need to take on that you never like imagined that you would need to do it before launching before joining the team.
Oh, I don't know. Honestly, I'm not surprised with the finance things that I need to do, but things that I didn't plan is like organizing events because we are changing shifts in organizing stuff. And then probably the most challenging things for me is something outside the real realm of finance and stuff like that. And then doing something for the team, which is actually exciting. But then you think like, oh, how do you do this? How do you do that? Like, this is gonna be crazy. So there's a lot of people coming to your event which you organize, and was it good or is it gonna be good, etc. So those things probably are the most challenging. Those simple things that you haven't used to.
So basically, the magic happens out of your comfort zone. So take on your
Exactly.
task that you don't
Exactly.
really expect to do. All right, we have a question from Hugo here. Are we going to ship to Spain again? So yeah, basically, as I've been sharing across all of these live streams, across of many of these meetings, our business operates mainly in the US market. This is where the service works seamlessly. This is where we deliver in a timely manner all the products to end consumers. The international shipping, some brands are using the international shipping, but for us, we are not able to pay enough attention to those to make sure that it is efficient because there's a lot of challenges in terms of both just the delivery cost, the customs. So it's not streamlined. The markets are very, very different in each of the at least European country or anything outside the US. So
Yeah. Manish, if I can add, then with some, especially European countries, then some packages are really bouncing, and this is because of the sort of supply chains. So we use international shippers, and then they ship to the addresses, and then packages bounce, and they come back, and it's a lot of time wasted on money, and the returns cost money. So it's a lot of challenges, and we are working on that. So hopefully we will ship to Spain soon again, but we can't say what is the definite plan. So these are the challenges we are working on.
yep, yeah, that's exactly right. And thanks, Janis, for adding that additional context to people listening in. I really hope that it's helpful. In terms of let's dive now a bit deeper into your role, into how your day to day looks like. In terms of metrics, are there any key metrics that you are checking on a day to day basis, or what's your own, personal North Star to check to make sure that we are maintaining financial stability?
Oh yeah, of course there are a lot of things that I look at, and of course one is on the revenue side. So I would check what is the total orders revenue for us, so how much money we are making, and then I would look at the total revenue we are doing, so daily routine, and of course then looking at the cash balances in various accounts. That's also something I do on the daily basis. And then probably less frequently, but still quite frequently, then I am trying to understand what is the profitability of each of the channels, various sort of type of products, orders, etc. So these are the things that I'm typically look at, and then of course then for less frequent routine, then of course we do a lot of analysis around monthly closing. So how was our months? Did we make money? Are we losing money? So where we are heading to? What's our cash situation, cash flow, etc. So it's a lot of about understanding and planning out what's the future looks like, etc.
Yeah, thanks for sharing those. And these are, of course, our critical aspects to make sure that we build a sustainable business, and at the same time, it's growing rapidly, but it still has enough of capital to make sure that we can support all the needs of the operation. And when you think of let's say some successes or milestones, what do you think for you personally has been a moment where you felt proud about the progress of basically Supliful financial progress?
No, I think if you put it like that, financial progress, uh, then if we talk about just finance side, and then securing some loans, which we have done before, so for funding our operations, that's been probably success on finance side. But overall, I feel much better if we hit milestones like our revenue, new heights in how much we made in a month, etc. So that's when I'm pretty happy. So this is what I really follow, and then I feel it's like a company success. So I would say I'm not that much focused on a sort of some sort of financial aspects. It's more about how the company is doing, and then I think it also uplifts the whole mood in the company if we can achieve something together.
Yes, yes, exactly. And as I've been saying before, then the revenue is like the heartbeat of a company. It literally like is the pulse of how the whole organization operates. And if it's bumpy, then the environment is also bumpy. But it's if it's continuously going to the top right corner, then everybody is excited because it means that. Their work is contributing to something meaningful, and that is the kind of reward that we are getting. But we've talked a bit about the successes. What do you think are the biggest challenges then on the flip side of and specifically on financial aspects of Supliful?
Oh yeah, so there's quite a lot of them. So I mean that uh, we are a young organization and which has grown rapidly, and so then there's a lot of challenges around really having the books in the right order. So there's a lot of transactions and a lot of work needs to be done, and then uh, it needs it has to be put in order. And so this year we are audited by one of the big four auditing companies, which means that we are implementing IFRS, and this is uh, uh, yeah, this is quite a complicated process, which is very challenging for the whole finance team. So everyone's working really hard, and this is tough now, and it's gonna be tough till we finish it. But we're gonna finish that and do that. So and things like that.
I think I mean having the annual accounts audited is a major milestone, because if we receive a positive audit feedback, it means that we are close to operating at a high level, and that's of course what we always want to achieve. We have another question from Bruno here. Janis, maybe based on checking a lot of data, seeing our financials, how long did it take to make the first sale on your store? I'm not sure what specific story he's referencing, but if you know from your top of the head, like what is the maybe shortest time from a person maybe joining Supliful and making a sale?
Yeah, actually, I wouldn't know, but I think it's very short. Actually, you can start selling, I mean, in days. So you just, it's very easy to onboard on Supliful and start selling. It's and if you don't know what to do with how to onboard, etc., we will help you. So and we can do it in very quick pace. So actually, this is matter of days.
And it's a matter of days if you don't even have a Shopify store. I think if you have a Shopify store, you can really, and you already have some sort of an audience that is engaging with your store, you can publish the product with a click of a button and already make your first sale the same day as you registered on Supliful. So it's pretty much as easy as that.
Yes, and actually, what I also see that some who really join recently, they also scale very rapidly. So then they start with a few sales in the first week, but then in the coming weeks they like doubling and doubling and doubling. So really, some stores show very good growth in early days.
Exactly. And on top of that, what is very, very lucrative is the fact that you can put your users on subscription, and you don't need to constantly think about like the paid acquisition costs, but you actually have subscribers to your product that come every day to your store. All right, we have a couple of other questions from Instagram here. Can we customize the shipping label with our logo? If not, then are you planning? Well, that's the initial, thing that you can do. You can easily customize uh, the shipping label. Sorry, I read the regular label. This is something in the works. Our operations team has set up everything operationally. I think within the next couple of months, we will deploy this feature across the users, so you can brand your shipping label as well. Um, okay, then I have another question about shipping. When you mention you ship to some countries outside the US, do you include Caribbean like Jamaica? I'm not sure from the top of my head. The best way to find that out is to head to our help center and check the countries where we're shipping this product. So I hope that answer helps. Um, but Janis, now a bit changing gears, how you just said like your team is operating, the first in, the last out, the audit is coming. How do you organize your team? How do you collaborate with each other? How do you collaborate with other departments? And most importantly, what are the qualities you value most in your strong finance team?
Oh yeah, this is a good question. So actually, I think in the whole team, not just finance team, we value everybody, and we are all team members, and we are all equals, even though we have different roles. So this is how we approach that. So, and we try to help each other as much as we can. So, if I have a question, then always teammates are very responsive and help out and really like sometimes like right away dropping other things they're doing, and it works also other ways. So if somebody comes and asks me, I have a problem, can we solve it now, then I would help as much as I can. So this is how we work here, and I really value that. So openness and being fair and honest and polite. These are values that we really value very much here at Supliful and also in finance team. And yeah, I would say that the finance team and the whole organization are very friendly and open and really happy to help each other out.
Um, yeah, that's definitely on point. And one thing I want to mention, and all of the ones that are listening, and if you translate that coming in first, leaving last, and doing other things is that we are also extremely disciplined in terms of what we want to achieve, because the mission that we are after, it takes a lot of effort, and it takes a lot of hard work to make sure that that it is a reality. We have a good question come in from Icar. What changes are in the works to increase productivity in 2025?
Oh, this is a really tough one.
Well, I mean, it's a good question, but one thing that we are working on, for example, and we are thinking of implementing, is our labor verification process is still relatively manual work. So a lot of people are just manually checking the labels, making sure that they're compliant. But currently, we are really looking into solutions that would allow us to do this with AI. So first of all, for us, it would increase productivity for the company, and at the same time, the response frequency would be much higher for anyone building and uploading their own brand. And this is just one example of what we're doing in terms of increasing our productivity in
Yeah.
2025.
So everybody's talking about AI. So the next time in a year, when you talk to CFO, there is an AI talking to you. It's very productive.
Yes, exactly. So Janis, you see, we're closing in on the 30 minute interview, and I always like to close with uh, one question that I think other people will find very interesting. What are your like top tips for aspiring people that want to one day become a CFO at any other business?
Yeah, that's also a good one. Yeah, I think the first that you need to get is education around finance or business or economics, and then I guess then before becoming a CFO, then you would need to gather some experience in the field. So probably it's a good idea either work for an audit company or work for an analyst for a while, and then probably then one day you're ready, and then you start somewhere. I don't know. So how it happened to me. So I did some finance in a sort of a small M&A boutique here in Latvia, and then I worked for a bank, and then I did my masters, and then I came back, and then I became a CFO. So it was just came naturally. So I'm accumulating some experience in the field.
Thanks, Janis, for sharing. Yes, so a very methodic path to becoming a CFO. Take it step by step, get the right education, work at an entry position, and work your way up.
I understand that some of the answers around startups is that drop out of college and go work for being CFO. But,
Well, I'm not sure if that's the right answer for the CEO,
so you are
CFO
not ready.
especially.
You are not ready for a CFO who is a college dropout.
But Yanis, just 1 minute left, and I have the most important question for you. If you
Okay.
could make one financial decision that guarantees Supliful success, what would it be?
Uh, yeah, tough one. Uh, uh,
Unlimited funds to implement all the ideas that we have.
yeah, I know. It's, uh, raise investment.
Raise investment, another good one. Yes. That would definitely be. So next year next day we get an investment, and that would definitely help our ability to grow, to develop more features, and scale the business further. But We're exactly at 30 minutes. And Janis, thanks a lot for joining. I think it was super interesting for anyone joining in this live stream and listening in. We will tune in next week. Prepare your questions beforehand. We will distribute the live stream. And yeah, any closing remarks?
Thank you everyone for listening. Yeah, it was fun.
Thanks, Janis.